This is how minds get changed. Not by shouting, but through clarity. By nightfall, cable news had picked it up. And not just the networks you'd expect, all of them. One station led with the headline, "Congresswoman ignites unscripted unity in a divided room." Another called it a surprise display of political courage. But not everyone was applauding. Some far-right voices labeled her an opportunist. Yet, something about that accusation just didn't stick. If it had been staged, it would have come off louder, slicker, more rehearsed. But it didn't. It felt real, like someone stepping into a room she clearly didn't belong in, simply asking for a shot to be heard, and doing it without yelling. Later that evening, back in her Dallas home, Jasmine finally sat down with her team. "I didn't expect it to go that way," she said quietly. "You didn't expect applause either," her aide replied with a grin. "But you got some." Jasmine shook her head. "I wasn't looking for applause," she said. "I just needed them to see a human being, not a sound bite, not an enemy." Reuben Sloan, her press manager, scrolled through Twitter in disbelief. "People are calling it a turning point," he said. "Even folks who hate politics are sharing it." Jasmine looked up, visibly drained. "That's the saddest part," she whispered. "All I did was ask for 60 seconds, without screaming. And now it's a national headline." And then, something else no one saw coming. Outside, in the vendor lot, Crockett ran into a small group of attendees. On her way to the car, she paused as a voice called out, "Congresswoman." She turned. A man jogged up, cautiously. "I didn't come here to listen to anyone from your side," he admitted. "But I did, and I'm glad I did." Jasmine paused, studying him. "I run a roofing company in Temple. Voted red in every election since I could vote. But what you said, it hit me." He extended a hand. She shook it. "You listened," she said. "That's more than most even try to do." But outside that building, not everyone was ready for that kind of conversation. Backstage, in the private lounge, Trump paced. Furious. He didn't like surprises. "Who the hell cleared her?" he barked, glaring at an aide. "She wasn't on the list. We think she came in with Representative Hargrove's credentials, sir." "Technically, she was invited," the aide stammered. "Technically." Trump scoffed. "You know who else gets in on a technicality? Hackers. Criminals. I want names." He stopped pacing and turned to a monitor still playing footage from the event. Jasmine's face froze on screen. Trump stared for a moment. "Too calm," he said. "You see that? No tremble. That wasn't off the cuff. That was written. Planned." The aide stayed silent. And the crowd? Trump snapped. "Some of our people were clapping. What the hell was that?" "They were just reacting, sir. It caught everyone off guard." "Exactly," Trump muttered, grabbing a bottle of water. His longtime advisor, Wesley Stokes, finally spoke up. "You didn't lose the crowd, but you didn't control it either. That moment? It's everywhere. People aren't talking policy, they're talking about her." Trump frowned. "She's not the future," he growled. "She's just noise." Wesley shrugged. "Maybe. But noise? It travels fast." Trump waved him off and sat down heavily. "She played the game differently," Wesley added. "No shouting. No accusations. She just walked in like she belonged." There was a long pause. Then Trump leaned forward and said something that even shocked his team. "She had the room. For a second. I'll give her that." Wesley blinked. "You respect what she did?" Trump didn't respond directly. He kept his eyes on the screen. "I respect strategy," he said. "Doesn't mean I won't tear it down." Outside, his campaign staff scrambled to draft a response. Ignoring it? Not an option anymore. The clip had already hit prime time. Meanwhile, Jasmine Crockett sat alone in her living room. Her phone buzzed non-stop. Messages she wasn't quite ready to read. A voicemail transcription from her mother caught her eye. "You did good, baby. Don't let them twist it. You spoke like a woman raised right. She smiled faintly. A knock at the door pulled her back. It was Reuben. Laptop in hand. We need to talk invites, he said. Town Hall in Pennsylvania wants you next week. PBS is asking for a one-on-one. Believe it or not, someone from Fox wants a segment. She didn't respond right away. I didn't do it for this, she said finally. I just couldn't sit through another one-sided speech about what real Americans want, like I wasn't one. Reuben nodded. And you didn't scream to prove it. That's why it landed. They sat quietly for a minute. Do you regret it? He asked. Jasmine exhaled. I regret that it felt rare. That speaking the truth, softly, is considered radical now. Upstairs, her guest room buzzed. Her niece was staying over. On the TV, they replayed the clip. The anchor's voice echoed through the walls. Unusual calm. A rare political moment that left even the former president without a quick reply. Somewhere in D.C., a campaign manager jotted down ad ideas. In Florida, a donor pulled funding. And across political circles, a quiet question lingered. If 1 minute of clarity could shake the room like that, what would 5 do? But while the strategists clung to the moment, Jasmine was already focused on what came next. 2 mornings later, she sat at a small cafe in Oak Cliff, hoping for a quiet hour, but quiet doesn't last long when a country decides you've become symbolic. The barista noticed her first. Then a young woman in scrubs came over. Are you? I am, Jasmine said, looking up. The woman smiled. I watched your clip 3 times yesterday. My dad's a trucker, lifelong Trump voter. But when he heard you speak, he went quiet. Said, she's got guts. Reminds me of your grandma. Jasmine blinked. The woman placed a folded note on the table. He doesn't use social, so he asked me to write it. The note read simply, I don't agree with you, but I'd listen to you. That's more than I can say for most. Later that afternoon, Jasmine sat down with local journalist Shelby Dunn, a 20-year veteran in Texas politics. I've been in a lot of rooms like that, Shelby said. But I've never seen one stop the way it did for you. Jasmine paused. I wasn't trying to stop anything. I just needed to say what I never hear in those rooms, that it's okay to disagree without assuming someone hates the country. Were you scared? Shelby asked. Jasmine glanced away. I was aware of the risk. But scared? Not really. I've been in smaller rooms, with louder men. She smiled gently. What scared me more was what would have happened if I stayed quiet. Shelby leaned in. Do you think the reaction would have been the same if you'd shouted? Jasmine didn't miss a beat. No. They would have tuned me out. That room wasn't made for my anger. But when I came in calm, they had to choose, listen, or walk out. And most of them, they stayed. And what now? Shelby asked. Jasmine sighed. I don't want to be a moment. I want this to be a start. If people walked away thinking, maybe I should listen before I judge, then that's enough. Back at the convention center, the energy hadn't returned to normal. No one was talking about tax reform. They were talking about her. About that minute of silence. What really stuck with folks wasn't the applause, it was what followed. During a short break, people from across the state gathered near the coffee station. No yelling. No cameras. Just talking. Jasper Thorne, a veteran, leaned on a column. I'm a Trump guy, he said. Always have been. But she wasn't wrong. The way she carried herself, it stuck with me. Even in the next panel, the ripple lingered. State Senator Colin Greer broke script. I wasn't planning to address this, he admitted. But if we just move on like it didn't happen, we're lying. He looked out across the room. Congresswoman Crockett showed courage. Like her or not, like me or not, I still believe courage matters in politics. The applause wasn't deafening, but it was real, honest. In a time where volume wins over value, Crockett had cut through the noise, by refusing to play the game the usual way. And still, She wasn't celebrating. She was back in her district, walking neighborhoods, listening to teachers, small business owners. Her team urged her, ride the wave. Big press. National platforms. But she stayed local. Let them know, she said, I didn't turn into a headline. I'm still a neighbor. It would have been easy to chase the fame. But she knew better. She felt the weight now. Once you show people a different way to be heard, they start expecting better, from you, and from everyone else. What do you think of this moment? We want to hear your voice. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe to Celebrity Stories. We're digging into the complexity they don't want discussed. And we're just getting started. God bless you, and God bless America.